I think if I hear you call me Becky one more time, six-pack, I'm gonna pop your tops. All six of them.
Who are you?
Hey, this is Matt. Once again, welcome back to another review. This is another paid request, this time from Dan. Thank you for that. For those interested in requesting pretty much any type of videos, topics, reactions, randomness, out of the blueness, lists, commentaries, whatever, feel free to send them either directly to my PayPal or join my Patreon. Both links are down below in the info box. And this is for Fast Getaway II from 1994. Apparently the first one was successful enough on VHS to get a sequel. I believe it's a different director, though. I believe this is the director of the Fantastic Four movie that was never made. Or, it was made, but it was never released. To get that right. It was made, it just was never officially released. It got leaked. You can find it probably on YouTube, but it was never officially released. So that's the guy who directed this. And it stars Corey Haim. I will say Corey Haim does feel like he has more to do in this film. He does feel like he's more of the star in this film. And Leo Rossi, he appears once or twice and then really doesn't come into it till like the last 30 minutes. Cynthia Rothrock returns once again. She's in a handful of scenes. She's very, very wasted. She doesn't get to use... She uses a little bit more martial arts compared to the first film, but still not much. If you want to know how Cynthia Rothrock works in terms of martial arts, these are not the movies to see that in. She does a little bit more compared to the first one, but still. And I don't know how I felt about this is kind of how I felt about the first one. Indifference. It's okay. I'm not a huge fan of either one. They're okay. I mean, there was nothing that made me mad. They're short. They're like 90 minutes long. When I'm looking at Corey Haim stuff, I'm more into Watchers or Silver Bullet or The Lost Boys. I would say I probably like Demolition High more. Demolition University, I don't know about that one. But Demolition High I probably liked more than these two. And it's like, oh, it's such that there's less Leo Rossi, because I like Leo Rossi as an actor. And one of the decent things about the first one is some of their banter with each other. So you get less of that in this. But then it does feel like there's a bit more Corey Haim. I thought the setup was not too bad, where Corey Haim gets into a robbery, and like, okay, he's still robbing banks, and he has this girl as a hostage, and you think, okay, well, it's kind of like the first one. This girl is a hostage, and truthfulness, they're working together, kind of like the scheme in the first one. Leo Rossi would take Corey Haim hostage. But, I mean, spoiler alert, spoilers, you kind of find out that they are actually insurance people. Corey Haim has gone the straight and narrow path where he tests the security of banks. How he can rob them, what he can do. So I guess like what Stallone would kind of do in Escape Plan, test security. Well, that's more of prisons, not banks, but testing something by doing something illegal in order to help security. I did Escape Plan, it was for prisons. Here it's for the banks. And the hostage is his partner, who's in this insurance security service. And because I knew nothing about this film, I went, oh, okay. That's a nice little twist. I don't mind that. I didn't see that coming. I mean, I guess if you read the plot or you read the back of the VHS. By the way, this VHS is a fucking lie. That's one thing that pisses me off. This VHS is a fucking lie. Take a good look at that VHS cover. That makes it seem like it's, I don't know, a buddy action film where Corey Haim has to team up with Cynthia Rothrock. Like maybe it's one of those movies where they're enemies, but the enemy of my enemy is my friend. So there's a worse enemy, so you have to begrudgingly work together. We've seen that before in films where the enemy of a previous film becomes uneasy ally. So maybe it's like, okay, can I trust you? And okay, it'd be interesting to see Corey Haim and Cynthia Rothrock work together. Rothrock get more action. Corey Haim with a machine gun. He never has that machine gun. He never fires that machine gun. I don't think any of the bad guys have that machine gun. It looks like an Uzi or something. So yeah, that cover is a complete fucking lie. So, false advertising on this fucking cover. I would like to see the movie on the cover more than the movie we got, to be perfectly honest. Now, to buy Corey Haim as an action star, I know that's a leap of faith, but I didn't mind Demolition High for what it was supposed to be, and I'd be curious. And again, Cynthia Rothrock would do all the action work, and Corey Haim, he'd be the lead, and fire some guns, and I mean, they tried that with Judge Reinhold and Cracker Jack 2, Hostage Train. And they tried it with Steve Gutenberg and what was it, Airborne. So I've seen weirder takes on people becoming action heroes. But that's not the case. But again, the cover on the VHS I would like to see more than the movie. Because it's just indifferent where there's not much action like the first film. I mean, you have the chase scene at the beginning, which is staged because of what they're doing for their job. And they kind of save all the explosions for like the last 5-10 minutes of the movie. There's some bad dialogue too. Like, there's this FBI guy who is an asshole and he's fairly crooked. And he's always picking on Corey Haim, saying, you got off easy. Your old man's in jail, but you got off easy. I'm going to make sure I find a way to get you in jail. I recognize the guy as Peter Liapis. He's the guy in Ghoulies. The lead guy in Ghoulies. Who finds the spells and conjures the Ghoulies. And they return for the immortal Ghoulies 4. He's the FBI guy in this. The star of Ghoulies. And he wasn't that great in those movies. He fucking sucks here. He's the worst actor in the movie. He is so awfully over the top and cringy. And he's saying lines like, my butt is so puckered, I don't think I'll be able to take a crap today. The fuck does that? My butt is so puckered, I don't think I'll be able to take a crap today. What the fuck? Or when we first see Leo Rossi, he's in jail, and I'm like, the mom from the ending of the first film, she's disappeared. What happened to her? The actress didn't pass away till like 2014. She was still alive. I guess she said no, or they didn't bother to write her into the script. How did Leo Rossi get into jail? There's some dialogue of made a deal so Corey Haim could But it kind of defeats the purpose of the ending of the first movie. Because they could have gone to jail in the first movie, but the point is they escaped, and then the mom's there too, and now that's no longer a thing. I think Leo Rossi's in jail, but he's got like 5 months left on his sentence. I'm like, so what fucking lenient? I mean, I don't know. And the Peter, the FBI guy, just so fucking over the top. It's ridiculous. And the movie, it's one of those films like the first film where I like Corey Haim. It goes at a fast enough pace that I'm kind of just... You know when you're just vegging out at the TV or at the computer and like, you know, whatever. It's not making me mad, but it's like, okay, you know, it's not going too slow. Kind of one of those movies. That's the Fast Getaway movies for me. Cynthia Rothrock, she's robbing places. Like, she tries to seduce these janitors to open the door, and then she beats them up. She drugs a guy, gets an ambulance, all to take his tea and make a duplicate tea. I'm thinking, wouldn't there be easier ways to do this? Like, I don't know, follow him home and break into his home? That seems easier than all this shit. Well, hey, maybe not. I don't know. But anyway, Corey Haim gets framed. Cynthia Rothrock frames him. He's on the run. That's where you're into more of Leo Rossi, where Haim's partner, she gets Leo Rossi. Leo Rossi escapes because he wants to help his son. And you pretty much get a finale where there's the psycho FBI guy shooting a grenade launcher in a parking lot. Lots of cars explode. Somehow Leo Rossi is able to teleport from one place to the other without getting hurt from these explosions. At least Corey Haim has a bit more to do compared to the first film, where one of my complaints on the first film is that in the finale, Corey Haim doesn't really accomplish anything or do anything. It's more like Leo Rossi and as the dad, Marcia Strassman as the mom. But here, at least Corey Haim, he's chasing after Cynthia Rothrock and this other bad guy to get his partner, who he's in love with, to help save her. Once again, Cynthia Rothrock, I don't even know how she... Oh, the car crashes, she's beating up Corey Haim, and the partner just grabs a thing of money, a bag of money, and hits Cynthia Rothrock in the face. So I guess this is like a little bit more of a rant now that I think about it. Maybe it is more of a rant. Because, like, the more I think about it, I probably would say the first film is better, only in... Number one, it was nice to see Marcia Strassman as the mom, the Leo Rossi, even though it was a bit fucked up that he stole him when he was a fucking baby. Leo Rossi, Corey Haim's banter back and forth was more throughout the film, and that's one of the few nuggets of note. Cynthia Rothrock has a little bit more to do, but again, it's a complete waste of her. Corey Haim just yet again just beaten up by her. He can never... said okay. I don't know. I mean, the few bits of Leo Rossi, Corey Haim, I still don't mind them together. I like Corey Haim. I miss Corey Haim. I don't think he's that bad in giving a performance. I guess... Yeah, I would say I probably like the first one more, but... Despite my problems, I guess I'm not really that rant-worthy on this. It's more like, meh. It's for free on YouTube. If you're a big Corey Haim fan, you give it a watch. And you just see much worse. Like Fever Lake, that's a much worse Corey Haim film. I'd rather watch this than Blown Away with him and Corey Feldman, which blew my dick with teeth, so it wasn't fun. Here, at least it went at a fast pace. Like I said, Corey Haim, he like I said, it was nice that he was a little bit more front and center compared to, while Leo Rossi felt more the star in the first Fast Getaway, despite Corey Haim being on the cover. This did feel a bit more like Corey Haim's movie, and that was nice. Again, him having a change in his jobs, going to straight and narrow, okay, didn't mind that direction of the story. But yeah, it's one of those films that is fairly forgettable. There's not much that's going to really leave you in your mindset after you watch the film. Unless maybe the psycho over-the-top FBI guy by the guy who starred in Ghoulies. I would say he was the worst part of the movie. Just trying to chew the scenery all around him. Some people may like that. I did not. And in Haim and Ross, I do like. There's not much action in these movies, and like I said, I wish the movie was more like the cover we have. I mean, with low budget films, there's a lot of times I can overlook plot holes in stories because I don't know. If there. Maybe it's just I'm a big Corey Haim fan, and it was nice to see him in another movie that I had not seen before. And I just miss the guy. Maybe that's one of the things I'm being a bit more lenient on. Which is fine, because I fucking think Fever Lake and Blown Away suck. Like I said, Cynthia Rothrock, it's nice to see her. I wish she wasn't so wasted as she is in these movies. Not wasted like drunk, but wasted as in she's not given much to do to sink her teeth in. Although there is kind of a weird, almost funny scene where she's beating up a guy in a hotel, and I think it was meant as foreplay. Yeah, I think it's meant as foreplay, because she's like throwing this guy around, beating him up, punching him in the hotel, and then the phone rings or something, she's like, stay there. And I guess like her foreplay, I'm like, I don't want that kind of foreplay. I like Cynthia Rothrock, but I don't need the foreplay, don't punch me anywhere, especially in the dick. No punching. Caressing, spanking, maybe spanking, but no punching. Not that kind of foreplay. Not into that shit. But yeah, I mean, like I said, Leo Rossi, the fact he's not in the film as much as the first film, that's disappointing. You bring Cynthia Rothrock back. I wish she was much more of a physical, like, martial arts presence. I wish it went in the direction of the cover. The two of them, maybe they have to rescue Leo Rossi. And she's doing it because it could get a lot of money. Corey Haim's doing it because it's his dad. Because I'm not doing it because I like you guys. I'm doing it to get the money. And then maybe, I don't know, she becomes an anti-hero or... I mean, yeah, we've seen films do that before. And that would be nice to see. That'd be nice to see. She could fight while he drives, and she could get in fight scenes and have these big stunt scenes. I'm done. I'm thinking of I'm going off tangent. So with that said, Fast Getaway II, like I said, if you like Corey Haim, I don't think it's a big winner. I would never see the film again. But it's for free on YouTube. For one time, it was nothing special, but I've seen much worse. I mean, I just watched this shitty Oliver Gruner film called Executive Protection. You might as well wear a condom watching the movie because you'll need protection watching shit like that. Compared to that, this is a winner. So maybe that's another thing. I just saw this after seeing that. What the fuck is that? 2015 Executive Protection trailer. Go watch that trailer. You'll know what I mean. So I'm like, this is fine. You know, yes, more Fast Getaway 2 after Sector 4 and that shit. Please, more. So, sometimes that's how it works. I'd rather watch this than Bat Trace with Stallone. Sylvester Stallone. Can't even say my words right. Or State Plan, especially State Plan 2 and 3. I'd rather watch this. At least it's that has that 90s look and feel to it. Which I'm a sucker for, because I'm a 90s kid. I was born in the 80s, but I didn't really start enjoying movies till the 90s. So technically I'm a 90s kid. So with that said, thanks for watching. Take care. We'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.